It's time to dust off your favourite chair and sit in front of the big screen TV. Get a drink in your hand because it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Your number one host, the Thunder from Down Under, a man on a quest to make money for beer. Sparring DK presents Relegation Regen Rebuild, Atletico Madrid. Hello and welcome to the Season 2 REGENAIRO count. This is the player award voted by you guys. Obviously, if you've been watching the series, up in the eye of every game, there is an option to vote for your favourite player or who you think did the best. They get 3, 2 or 1 votes respectively, and that all comes down to a count. We will go through all 42 games now, see who comes out as the REGENAIRO winner for Season number 2, and they will be declared the winner and obviously the captain for Season number 3. So let's get into the count. Well, let's get this count underway. We move in straight away. Game number 1, and it is 1 vote for Sergio Alvarez, 2 votes for Jose Manuel, and 3 votes for Russo. So Russo, man of the match there in game number 1. He will start off the top of this leaderboard. Game number 2 votes, and it is 1 for Diogo Rios, 2 votes, Lovato, last year's reigning champion, and 3 votes for Aguado, the striker, picking up 3 points there in game number 2. Time to get into game number 3, and let's have a look at the votes. It is Rios once again picking up the 1 vote, 2 for Russo, and 3 for Jose Manuel. So the midfielders are getting a fair few votes here in the opening games of the season. Game number 4, and it's 1 vote. Once again, it's Diogo Rios doing a little bit of a job there in the back line. 2 votes, Lovato, and 3 votes for Jose Manuel. So Jose just holding down that midfield, picking up another man of the match performance, and Lovato picking up some points here early. We move into game number 5, and it's 1 vote for Sancho Gallardo, his first points of the season. Granero picks up 2, the Mexican, and it is 3 votes for Sergio Alvarez, picking up a man of the match performance, and that will propel him a bit further up the leaderboard. We move into game 6, it's Jose Manuel out by 3 points. And in this game, we have 1 vote for Duarte, 2 votes for Ramirez, our secondary goalkeeper, and 3 votes for Andre Nedlev. So he's picked up some votes, but he will be leaving the club here at the end of season number 2. Okay, let's move into game number 7, and we've got 1 vote for Jose Manuel, 2 votes for Sancho Gallardo, and 3 votes for Gallardo. So the left back picking up 3 points in game number 7. It's time for game number 8, and at this stage it is Jose Manuel out by 4 points. But in this game we've got 1 vote for Lovato, 2 votes for Jose Manuel, and 3 votes for Diaz. So the defenders are getting a lot of points here, and that's probably to do with a lot of draws that we got this season. But Lovato picks up a point, and Jose Manuel pushes on with his lead. Okay, moving in to game number 9, we've got 1 vote here for Granero, 2 votes for Rodriguez, and 3 votes for Arnos, our first 75, our first gold man, and his first points of the season is a man of the match performance in game number 9. Okay, we move into game number 10, and we're a quarter of the way through the count. Let's get into the first point, and it is for Diego Lopez. 2 votes is for Russo, and 3 votes here is for Jose Manuel. He's taking a hold of this leaderboard, and another man of the match performance there for Manuel. Alright, game number 11, we've got 1 vote for Gallardo, 2 votes for Arnos, and once again, 3 votes for Jose Manuel. He is dominating this count at the moment. It's time for game number 12, and we've got 1 vote here for Rios. He's been a bit of a quiet achiever this season. 2 votes for Manolo Reina. I think that's his first points. And 3 for Rodriguez. We move into game number 13. It's Jose Manuel out by 10 points at this stage. We've got 1 vote for Amaral, 2 votes for Gallardo, and 3 votes for Aguado. So Aguado's picked up 2 man of the matches. That's his only points. But a silent run coming here from Gallardo. Okay, we move into game number 14, and Gallardo and Aguado have moved into 3rd and 4th respectively, but it's still Jose Manuel running away with it. We'll get 1 vote in here for Manolo Reina, 2 votes for Russo, and 3 votes for Sancho Gallardo. So Russo trying to close the gap here, but it is a long, long way between 1st and 2nd. We move into game 15. Russo has closed the gap a little bit on Jose Manuel, but he's still got a fairly decent lead. Let's get into the votes, though. It is Russo with 1 vote, moving into double figures. 2 for Sancho Gallardo. He goes up to 8. And it's 3 votes for Villalba, his first point of the season. Game number 16, we've got 1 vote for Castaneda, 2 votes for Aguado, and 3 votes for Sancho Gallardo. So Sancho making a bit of a run here, and he'll move into second position. Okay, we move into game number 17. Jose Manuel has been a little bit quiet as Gallardo moves into second position. Let's get into the votes, though. It is 1 for Jose Manuel, 2 for Arnos, and 3 votes for Aguado. And Aguado moves into double figures as well and into third position. Let's get into game number 18. It's Jose Manuel out by 7 points, and here he is picking up 1 vote once again. It's 2 votes for Arnos and 3 votes for Diaz. So Arnos picking up some more points, and Diaz another man of the match performance. And it's really interesting to see these left backs and right backs picking up man of the match. It's quite unheard of, but they must be doing something right. Okay, let's get into game number 19. We've got 1 vote for Rodriguez, 2 votes for Lovato, who has been very quiet, and 3 votes for Manolo Reina. Okay, let's get into game number 20, almost hitting the halfway point, and it's 1 vote for Diaz, 2 votes for Lovato, starting to make a move here in the middle of the pack, and it's 3 for Gallardo. So, the defenders getting the job done. Must have been a 0-0 draw. Okay, game number 21. This is the halfway point. It's still Jose Manuel rolling out there by 8 points. We've got 1 vote in for Castillo, 2 votes in for Lovato, and 3 votes in for Diego Lopez. We move into game number 22, and well, Manuel out by 8 points, but everyone's starting to come through and knock on the door. It is a very even count thus far. Let's get into the votes, though. We've got 1 for Manolo Reina, 2 for Sancho Gallardo, and 3 for Aguado, as they all try and catch Jose Manuel. It's time for game 23. Aguado has closed the gap to 5. Let's get into the votes. It's Sancho Gallardo with 1, 2 for Lovato, and 3 votes for Amaral. Let's move into game number 24, and we've got 1 vote here for Lovato, 2 votes for Sergio Alvarez, who has been quiet, and it's 3 for Gallardo again, the left back. He's had a few man of the match performances, and he moves to 12 points. We move into game 25. It is 1 vote for Arnos, 2 votes for Aguado, and 3 votes Andy NG. How the hell did he get 3 votes? It was woeful. Oh my days, you guys that are actually voting. I mean, some of the votes, you know, you get 1,000, 1,200 views sort of thing, and we're only getting maybe 200 votes. So everyone's got behind Andy NG. He gets his first points here for the club. All right, moving into game 26, and things are starting to tighten up here at the top of the table. We've got 1 vote here for Villalba, 2 votes for Jose Manuel, moves into the 20s, and 3 votes for Sancho Gallardo, goes to 17 points. We move into game 27, and it's 1 vote for Arnos, 2 votes for Sancho Gallardo, closing that gap now, and 3 votes for Gallardo, another man of the match performance for the Spanish left back. We move into game 28, and it's Jose Manuel only by 2 points now, and well, Gallardo starting to make a run. Let's get into the votes, though. Sancho Gallardo, 1 vote up to 20. Lovato's picked up 2 points. He goes to 16, and it's 3 votes for Jose Manuel. Well, he's been quiet, and he steps up here big with a man of the match performance. Let's go into game 29, and it is 1 vote for Amaral, 2 votes for Russo, who has been quiet, and 3 votes for Jose Manuel. Back-to-back man of the match performances, and he builds his lead once again. We move into game number 30. We've got 1 vote for Rios, 2 votes for Villalba, 3 votes Jose Manuel, 3 from 3, and he goes to 30 points. Lovato won it with 31 points in Season 1. We go into game 31. Jose Manuel now with a 10-point lead, and he picks up the first vote here in game 31. 2 votes for Sancho Gallardo, and it's 3 votes for Luciano Arnos. We move into game 32, and starting to look like a 2-horse race. Can Sancho Gallardo chase down Manuel by the looks of things? But let's get into the points. We've got 1 for Sergio Alvarez, 2 for Sancho Gallardo, And 3 votes for Russo. We move in to game number 33, and we've got 1 vote here for Aguado, 2 votes for Jose Manuel, and 3 votes for Gallardo. Let's go game number 34. It's still Jose Manuel out by, 9 points. And, well, we've got Arnos here with 1 vote, 2 votes for Sancho Gallardo, and 3 votes for Russo. Let's go to game 35 now. We've got 1 vote for Arnos, 2 votes for Jose Manuel, and 3 votes for Aguado. So everyone chipping in, trying to chase down Jose Manuel, but he is pushing away from the pack now with not many games to go. We move in to game number 36, and 1 vote, Jose Manuel, just picking up points for fun now. 2 for Arnos, who goes to 18, and 3 votes for Sancho Gallardo, going to 29 points. We move into game 37. It's 1 vote for Sancho Gallardo, who goes to 30 points. 2 votes for Jose Manuel, getting the job done. And 3 votes for Bello. His first points of the season is a man of the match performance in game 37. We move into game 38, and it's Jose Manuel by 8 points. Can anyone run him down? We've got 1 vote for Diego Lopez, 2 votes for Duarte, and 3 votes for Prado. Oh, okay. Well, that might be Prado's first points of the season. Moving in to game 39 now. We've got 1 vote for Diogo Rios, 2 votes for Lobato, and 3 votes for Russo. He goes to 21 points. We move in to game number 40. And we have 1 vote for Jose Manuel, 2 votes for Amarel, 3 votes for Sancho Gallardo. Can he run him down? Game number 41. 1 vote, Russo. 2 votes, Duarte. 3 votes, Arnos. And that will mean that Jose Manuel will be the winner with 1 game to go. He's got enough of a lead, and he will take this Regenero in season number 2. So we move into the final game of the season. Jose Manuel will be the winner, and he will be our captain for season number 3. But let's finish off the votes here. It's 1 vote for Andy NG, 2 votes for Prado, and 3 votes for Sergio Alvarez. A man of the match performance there in the final game of the season sees him move into 8th position. So there we have it. That is all 42 games completed from season number 2. Jose Manuel is the Regenero winner for season number 2 with 39 points. Lovato is the defending champion. He finishes in 7th place with 18 points. Serviceable mentions there for Gallardo, Russo, Arnos, and Aguado. Gallardo as well, the left back, pulling 18 points. Sergio Alvarez chipping in with 10. Diaz and Reina with 7 respectively round out the top 10. That is another Regenero for season number 2 complete. Please do get involved in the 3rd season. Make sure you're voting, because obviously the winner gets the captaincy. There'll probably be some new players around, some new talent, and who out of this top 10 will get pushing on and try and make a name for themselves in season number 3. But that's where we'll leave the Regenero count for another season. Hopefully you enjoyed that one if you've watched it here on the live stream, or if you've watched the edited version, and we will see you again very, very soon. I'm Sparring DK. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and you have a good one.